You are tuned in to the JDawg and Leevis Show. After years of playing together in bands and tons of late-night conversations, it was decided that it was only fair we repeat it all here. Tonight on the JDawg and Leevis Show.
JDawg?
JDawg.
JDawg?
JDawg. Yes, very good.
Hello.
Hello.
What's all this?
What's all this?
We're here tonight. We're going to talk about this and that and
a little bit of the other.
a little bit of the other.
What about the Super Bowl?
We might talk about the Super Bowl.
Oh,
We might talk about rich folk.
rich folk.
Rich folk.
Where there's rich folk from?
We're on podcast 28.
Pish posh.
Yeah, look at this pipe.
Very good, very good.
Isn't it, pipe?
Well done, JDawg.
We might even talk a little bit about Jesus.
Jesus. You said Leevis or Jesus?
Same thing. There's no difference between Jesus and Jesus. And we might even, when you leave this podcast, you might find a new name for the ball sack.
Ball sack,
You will never call it ball sack again.
Oh, I am intrigued.
So glad that's a highlight.
JDawg and Leevis Show,
Yes.
podcast 28.
Very good.
Whenever I feel like. All right.
Hey, hold on one second.
Some things never change. It's all red. Are you sure?
Hold on. All right. Pants are on. Go.
I didn't hear the zipper. I'm addicted to stress, that's the way that I get things done. If I'm not under pressure, then I sleep too long and I hang around like a bum. Think I'm going nowhere and that makes me nervous. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's thinking about me. It's the little things that get you, it's the little things that get you, it's the little things that get you when you weren't paying attention. It's the little things that get you, it's the little things that get you, it's the little things that get you when you weren't paying attention. I'm trying to cut down on my caffeine consumption, so when I get up, I just have one cup of coffee, and I like to have another cup of coffee with my breakfast. On the way to work, I like to get a cup of coffee. You know the kind of cup of coffee that you get with the donut? Except I never get the donut, I just have the cup of coffee. When I get to work, I like to have a cup of coffee, because I like to have a coffee when I'm talking on the phone. Usually goes cold, and I need to get another cup of coffee, and it's lunch, and I'll just have an espresso. And when I get back, it's not morning anymore, so I have a Diet Cola and another Diet Cola, and by then I'm feeling fine, and I'm feeling pretty sharp, and I'm feeling pretty wired, and I'm getting things done. But right about 2, I get this little tiny migraine, and it starts behind my eyes, and it moves to the back of my neck, moves to the bottom of my spine, but it doesn't get there until 5 or 6 o'clock, which is the end of the day, so I'm fine, so I'm fine, so I'm fine. So I'm fine, except when I have to work late, which I usually do. I'm addicted to stress, that's the way that I get things done. If I'm not under pressure, then I sleep too long and I hang around like a bum. Think I'm going nowhere and that makes me nervous. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's thinking about me. It's the little things that get you, it's the little things that get you when you weren't paying attention. It's the little things that get you, it's the little things that get you, it's the little things that get you when you weren't paying attention. The love to work, I love to run, I love to play real hard, I love to steal little things from the grocery store, like a piece of bubble gum, or sometimes I just stick my thumb in a peach and I'll leave it there. I love to work, I love to run, I love to water ski, snowboard, jet ski, skydive, parasail, hang glide, rollerblade, mountain bike, bungee jump. Well, I mean, I'd love to do these things if I ever had the time. Love to work, I love to work, I love to work out after work, I love to spend a little time with this woman that I'm seeing. Never really get a little time to spend together, so we call each other up and we talk about work. But what I think I'd really love is to get by myself in the middle, tiny island in the middle of the ocean, just me and a book and a cellular phone, personal computer in case something came up. And I'd eat and I'd drink and I'd run and I'd sleep and I wouldn't do nothing except swim all day, except, you know, my beeper doesn't work underwater, and where are the sharks? Where are the sharks? And there's this kind of anemone that sticks in your foot and the poison goes up to your brain and you die, and sand fleas, yuck! Actually, I think it'd be really relaxing, just me by myself, middle of the ocean, and that's what I'd really love to do more than anything else. Except I probably hate it because I'm addicted to stress. That's the way that I get things done. If I'm not under pressure, then I sleep too long, hang around like a bum, and I think I'm going nowhere, and that makes me nervous. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's thinking about me. It's the little things that get you. It's the little things that get you when you weren't paying attention. It's the little things that get you. It's the little things that get you. It's the little things that get you when you weren't paying attention. I'm addicted to stress, the way that I get things done. If I'm not under pressure, then I sleep too long, and I hang around like a bum, think I'm going nowhere, and that makes me nervous. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's thinking about me.
You can wiggle your beer around. One of us is drinking beer.
Not me.
And it's not Leevis. And it's not JDawg.
Pray tell, who could it be?
Who else would be here for the 1-year anniversary?
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me here.
In studio, Asian Matt.
So glad to be here.
Making the board go red with his...
He makes everything go red.
He does make everything go red.
Yeah. It's just kind of the way he is.
Drinking my Pabst Blue Ribbon.
That would be PBR.
16 fluid ounces.
16 fluid ounces.
He's going to be stunked.
Usually when I'm with Asian Matt, it's 12. Tonight it's 16.
That's inches. Oh,
millimeters.
Yeah. Inches or ounces. Inches or ounces. Oh, what podcast is this?
I don't know.
I didn't even check before we started. Let's start at 50.
29.
This is podcast. It's either 28, 29. We'll clear that up in a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Just happy to be here.
It's been a little time.
Yes.
A little time in between.
Yep.
Things going on.
JDawg just hit the record button before we could even do any research, so we'll see what happens.
Correct. I'd like to say a special shout-out tonight to one of our very favorite listeners.
Asian Matt is here.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, Asian Matt's here. No.
Oh, sorry.
Terry McLean.
The Terry McLean.
The Terry McLean.
The Terry McLean.
Out of studio Terry.
Haven't heard from her in months. She got a little whiff of the show was coming back. All of a sudden, Terry's all over my page.
Nice.
So,
nice.
There you go, Terry.
Yeah. Speaking of shout-outs, Florida Kevin. I was thinking about him the other day because he gigs somewhat too. And before we get rolling too much, he played a show with a band called Danger Muffin. And I would like to know why I'm not in this band. Because if ever there was somebody that should be in a band called Danger Muffin, it's this guy.
Weren't you in a band called Ranger Muffin?
Ranger Rick Muffin?
Ranger Rick Muffin?
You could start another band and call it Dangerous Muffin.
I just might have to do that.
Dangerous Muffin. So Danger Muffin, what type of music would that be?
I don't even know. I was just stunned by the how amazing the name was.
I would hope it was a bluegrass band.
So
named Danger Muffin. That would be awesome. Yeah, he needs the show because he needs a reason to. What was it? A reason to spill his bourbon on his shirt?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, and this show gives you all the reason in the world to spill liquor on your shirt. Mm-hmm. Were you just doing a wah-wah guitar back there?
Wah-wah. Like
Danger Muffin.
Danger Muffin.
Oh, the famous Danger Muffin lick.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Now that's a heavy metal band.
Let's talk about
that
like a
on
Dangerous
purpose.
Muffins more.
Oh,
It was so not an accident.
3 months.
Good to be back in the studio, eh?
Not a whole lot is going on, so just pick up where we left off.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you think of President Obama? And do you think the Cubs will ever break the curse?
No.
Because that's where we left off.
Trump will not be president,
Yes.
and the Cubs are not going to win the World Series.
No,
Not a
never,
chance.
never.
So,
I mean, really?
Throw to the Cubs. Hello.
mark my words.
Exactly. You know, I will, as much as we don't like to do politics, this is still a funny story.
Okay.
Many of the listeners know, and if you don't, you're going to find out, my father suffers from dementia. He's been suffering with this for a long time. It's manageable. We have it under control, and he's doing well, but otherwise he just can't seem to remember things. So one of the questions that they ask him whenever he goes in for his 3-month neurologist appointment is always, who's the president? For the last 8 years, we've gotten answers such as, I think it's the black guy. We've gotten Bush. We've gotten Reagan. And we've gotten, I don't know. All those answers.
Nice. Yeah.
Never got it right in the last 8 years. Every 3 months he goes to this doctor.
Black guy's pretty close.
That's pretty close.
Yeah.
That was the closest he ever got.
Yeah.
So he had to have a blood test this week. He gets a blood test, and then they send the results to the doctors. We have doctor's appointments. For those appointments, my wife takes him during the day. I don't take off work for the blood tests. So she tells me the story that she's driving back from the blood test. This was on Wednesday this week. And just to throw it out there, she says, hey, do you know who the president is? And without any hesitation says, Trump. I don't know how to take that. I don't
sticks.
know. I don't know if it's good. All I can come up with is Trump's curing dementia.
It's a miracle.
There you go. That's all he has
I
to
think
do.
you
is
can draw
curing
that.
dementia. One
You can
patient
draw
at a
that
time.
conclusion.
Oh yeah, building walls and curing dementia.
That was one of the platforms that he ran
I think
on.
that was yeah.
Oh, so that, I mean, as enjoyable as it is to know he actually remembered something, why that? Why not, like, you know, I watched Hawaii Five-0 this morning, and it was the episode when this happened,
Right,
or
right.
something, or something as simple as I had eggs for breakfast. Trump. No. So, if anything, if he's done anything, he's curing dementia. So, in the last 3 months, I have a couple changes in my life.
Really?
Yes.
Like
I had,
what?
I had
What-
the,
what
Sex.
I had the operation.
Once? Wait, what? Hang on, I think I just missed something kind of important. because somebody said sex.
Totally derailed Lee.
Well, when Asian Matt says sex,
That's right.
Yeah, it gets my attention.
it means
I get-
something totally
I
different.
get one person listening.
And this song hasn't come out in a while. Haven't heard it in a while, but
No, wait a minute, you got to use the voice.
as soon as I... Hold on, let's just... Asian Matt on the JDawg and Leevis Show. Oh, I can't. Too excited.
Swooning.
You want sex, you get sex here on the JDawg and Leevis Show, ladies and gentlemen. I can't let it go.
That is
Good groove.
Leave us. Put your clothes back on, for God's sake.
Not
No.
till the song ends.
Leave them off. If there's anything I don't remember, it's not Trump. It's Lee with his clothes off.
Just keep those singles coming.
Give you all three.
So, took a couple of trips in the last 3 months.
Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Ottawa. You ever been there?
What?
I have a friend that lives out there.
Ottawa, Illinois.
Ottawa,
Right.
Illinois.
Oh,
Oh, Illinois.
Yeah.
Not Canada.
yeah.
Oh, no. We're not talking about the Ottawa Senators.
Oh, gotcha.
Talking about Ottawa, Illinois. Have you ever been to Ottawa, Illinois?
I think I have. I've been there. And what were you doing down in Illinois?
We
Ottawa.
we went to it was a Christmas fest down on Main Street,
Did you see Mary?
and no, didn't see
Okay.
Mary. Saw Mary, Mother of God,
Oh.
Yes. With Sweet
beautiful.
Baby Jesus. He was
Sweet
there.
Baby Jesus.
down in that main park area. Down in, you ever been to downtown Ottawa?
Sure.
where the Fox River meets the Illinois.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
there.
right
Right, yeah.
Very fascinating town.
Very, yeah, nice, lovely. Lovely.
Past the movie theater, I think it's called like the Foxy or or I can't remember what the name of the theater was, but just in big letters it said XXX right across. And I took a closer look, and I think it was the new Triple
X movie, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Vin Diesel.
Because why would you go to Ottawa for Triple X other than the Triple X movie?
Right, exactly.
Right.
When I think Triple X, I think Ottawa, Illinois.
And so do people in Utica,
Well, they have a
and LaSalle, and Peru,
Yeah. Utica sounds more
and even as
likely
far north
of a
as
place.
even as far north as Pawpaw.
Come on up here and let's check out your Utica.
But there are a lot of nice rock formations in Ottawa.
Oh, nice.
Hills, valleys, crevices, places to investigate and
And
enjoy nature.
all that nature has to offer.
So did spend a few weekends in Ottawa with the family,
Nice.
and I've been to the Farm and Fleet in Ottawa.
Did you were you down there like camping, like in your?
No, this was just like an afternoon trip. Whenever there's a snowstorm, my family feels that we need to go out and drive in it.
Fair enough.
So there's a big snowstorm.
Totally
coming.
makes sense.
Why don't we just drive an hour and 10 minutes south and go to Ottawa and
Yeah,
drive back in a snowstorm?
Yeah. Why not?
And that's when we found out the speedometer in the truck stopped working.
Oh, they're optional.
But you know what's fantastic about things like that now? The speedometer quits working. Pull out the phone, download an app in 2 seconds, and I got a speedometer. Working on GPS.
Nice.
And it's dead accurate.
I
Nice.
love America.
Love
Yes.
America. Make America great again. I got a speedometer app on my phone. What are you talking about? My lord.
Doesn't get any greater than that.
So yeah, Ottawa, a couple of trips down there, and I'd never really explored Ottawa before. Very nice town. Very nice town.
Yeah.
How's your job?
The job, got a new job.
What?
Left the old job, got a new job. It's a good job.
That's a
Yeah.
good combo.
A little more money, nice people,
They're keeping you busy.
and they keep me busy.
Yeah, keeping you away from the.
So you actually
the
have to work.
podcast.
I'll tell you, when you're 44 years old,
Ooh, I'm never gonna make it.
yeah,
Neither is Asian Matt.
when you're
44.
yeah, you'll get there someday.
What the?
When you're 44 years old and you got to start over again,
Yeah.
it's not the easiest thing in the world. Because you see other 44-year-olds, that have 15 weeks of vacation and work for school districts and they have it made, and then you got to start over again.
Yes.
So, but it was rough the first month, but now
It's hard to keep up with the Asians.
it is hard to keep up with the Asians. Isn't that right, Matt?
It is hard to keep up with the Asians.
So
I'm having a hell of a time.
So now, when I go to work, I actually look at the clock and I say, it's already 2 o'clock. And for the first month,
yeah.
it was always, oh my God, it's only 2 o'clock.
Right. Right.
But I have full reign of the systems and the networks, and I can do what I need to do to get my job done. I don't have to wait for other people.
That's nice.
The
That's
previous
nice.
job, I had to wait for 17 other people to figure out what other 17 people were going to do the job before they could do their job, so I could do my job.
Right.
Right.
That's 34 other people.
Yeah.
17. See
Yeah,
what
pretty
I
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
See what I did
Oh,
there?
wow. Nice. Yeah.
It's right up there.
Brain power. You should be Asian.
So, well,
Yes.
I figured everybody's getting new jobs. I mean, Matt got one 8 years ago.
You're right.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true.
And then you,
Yeah, that hasn't worked out for him at
you
all.
went and got
No.
yourself one,
It's
6
true.
months ago or something like that.
Yep.
So I'm like, it's my
It
turn.
was.
6 months.
It is actually.
It's coming up. It's got to be 6 months now.
January was 6 months, so I'm closer to 7.
Wow.
I
Holy
think.
crap.
Wait, no.
Seems like 5 years.
Yeah. My vacation time says otherwise.
Yeah.
Well, maybe now you should start acting like you know what you're doing. I'm thinking
I
the
can-
honeymoon's over.
Okay, I realize I have a solid benchmark for where I'm at this new job. So, I now know where all the equipment is that I need to work on in every building. I can find it. So that's a good place.
That's a good place to be.
It's taken 6 months to get to that point where
Right.
I actually know where everything is. However, I do not know where the staff bathrooms are So I can get into a building, and I'm still searching around. If I need to.
Right.
But there was something else. Oh, and the pop machines. I don't have any idea where the teachers' lounges are. So
which is very important. Yes.
for me, yeah, I need a pop machine about every 20 minutes.
Well, now
Otherwise I run into
have you done the
It's a
golden
bad
rule?
Coke habit.
There it is. Yeah, let me tell you.
Indeed. I've moved on to cherry.
Have you done the golden rule of being a school district technician and found your way to the secretary and the janitor and ignore the principal?
Not in so many words. I do know that is the golden rule, and I have talked to more custodians. Been a while, hasn't it,
Yeah,
JDawg?
it has.
Custodians now.
Custodians.
Janitors.
And I mean the rule still applies though. If you want to get anything done, you got to talk to the custodian.
Right.
End of story. Mm-hmm. So
You're just talking about that Coke habit that Lee has.
Yes. Yes.
There was an actual article that out of studio drummer Dirk was telling me about.
I love drummer Dirk.
Saw drummer Dirk tonight at the daddy-daughter dance.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And
Were you his daughter?
Did he find a daughter?
I went as his daughter. Yes, I did. And it's funny because he was still looking down on me the whole time. The guy's like 7'9".
Oh, he is. He's huge. He's monstrous.
But he was telling me tonight at the daddy-daughter dance, as I was dancing with Dirk, we were dancing 2 butterfly kisses.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And he whispered.
That's what I should have
He whispered
played
in my
tonight.
You
ear.
should have, yeah.
Whispered in my ear that Interstate 90 was labeled as the heroin highway
Oh.
because in between Rockford and Chicago, there's been more heroin busts from the state police than
On
any
90.
other section of 90 in the United States.
Really?
No way.
Wow.
I have been missing out.
And he gave me a number. I forget what it is, but it's just this astronomical number of people getting pulled over with heroin in their car.
I'm really angry now. I was just on 90, and yet I have no heroin.
No one offered you heroin.
No.
And all he winds up with is a PBR.
Yeah,
And if you got caught with that in the car, you'd be arrested.
exactly.
Well, the other
Where's
25
the
guys
heroin?
behind me got heroin.
Yeah.
But you, my friend,
Yeah, I got the 16 fluid ounces of
Pat
PBE.
Blue Ribbon.
I've heard heroin does well during recessions.
Yeah.
It's recession proof.
Yeah.
So
It's a demand thing,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
because you see all those funny things when you're doing it, and you like those funny things.
heroin show
like-
you funny things?
I think it
I
shows
thought-
you funny things,
does
doesn't
it?
it?
I
Don't
don't
you just
know.
kind of lay there and see funny? Is that shrooms?
Yes.
I think that's shrooms.
I gotta get my drugs straight.
Heroin, I think you're just.
We need to
you're just
phone a friend.
Stupid.
We
that,
probably
that
should
knows
phone a
these
Yeah.
things.
Florida Amy knows a lot about heroin.
Yeah, let's
Really?
Give her
Well,
a
she's
call.
right down there where it all comes in.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
See,
I
it's
figured
got to
she
get by
was-
her before it gets to us.
Well, first
She's
goes
on
to
the highway.
7-Eleven down there, and then Amy picks it up and mules it across the
And
state.
it actually makes its way. It skirts around Disney World,
Oh,
but she
right,
sees
right.
it going by.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's right there. You don't want to go through Disney World with heroin. Although I don't know. I mean, the people that spend money there.
On the outside.
It's probably cheaper to go to Disney World.
Yeah,
It probably is.
exactly.
So heroin highway.
Huh. Very
So,
nice. Good.
You won't be taking that home tonight, but every day when you go to work,
Yep.
yeah, you're
Yep.
running
Better,
out.
you better show up work on Monday with some heroin.
I was going to
swear
say,
to
now,
God.
now when I see people pulled over, I'll be like, hey, maybe I'll just stop with them. You
And the
know, I
best
don't know.
part about the heroin highway is you can jump off at 59 and head up to the Penny Road pub. So you can get your heroin and then get your hard rock and heavy metal
oh,
midnight exclusions on.
If
Oh my
only there
gosh.
was somebody around here who's had experience at the Penny Road Pub recently.
Anyone?
Here's what makes the Penny Road pub bizarre to me is that so we were talking to somebody that said that this pub has been there since like George Washington, rode his horse in on it or something like that. 18 something. It's been there.
35?
It's
I
been there
think somebody
forever.
told me.
1835.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Some crazy number.
So, but in the meantime, Barrington has sprung up around it.
Hold on.
So
Do that again.
You heard me right.
Do it again.
Barrington. That's how they talk there.
All of them.
Everybody
You
that
didn't
I
have your
talked to,
pinky up in the air when you were saying
I had the pretentious lean.
You did. You did.
If there's one thing my
And a
father
little
remembers,
head wiggle.
one thing my father
Barrington.
remembers at his psychology appointment is when they say, "Where were you born?"
Barrington.
And he says it just like that.
I can see your dad doing that. stroking his beard,
Yes.
twiddling his mustache.
With his long pipe. Barrington.
and his heroin in his hand.
It was legal back then. I don't know what the
Exactly.
problem
I'm
is.
84 and I do heroin. Why are you asking me these questions? I don't need to remember what I had for breakfast. Trump! Oh, my Lord. Okay, one more time. Give me Barrington. Go ahead, roll it off your tongue.
Barrington.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you got this little biker bar. In the
Sounds
middle
like Michael Caine's going to come in any moment.
So yeah, so this little bar is just completely out of place. Speaking of out of place,
Do it. Nice and low.
Barrington. You've clearly had plenty to drink already. I should.
I'm actually sweating a little bit. All right, what were you saying? Something about
I have
Barrington?
no
I'm
idea.
sweating too. I'm halfway through my paps.
Be careful. The second half is the smear.
I know. Holy crap.
So, anyway, Penny Road Pub. I believe we were trying to segue.
That's in
into.
Barrington.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know
No, it's not. It's in Barrington.
And he held up his pinky while he said that. Oh. Do you remember your story?
that. I have no idea what I was going to talk about other than it's just
Spider mode.
It's
Let's
just
just get it out there.
awkward because it's out of place and out of time, but it attracts bikers and loud music.
Well, because it's
Apparently.
kind of off the beaten path.
It's a block off of 90.
It's
or
off
59.
the beaten path.
You can see Willow Creek Church from there.
I did wear my Black Dog Radio shirt,
Yes, you did.
so I would fit in with the locals.
Yes. I bet they thought you
Because
were
I'm sure
like biker.
everyone in that bar listens to the Black Dog Radio show,
well, they should.
and they should.
Yeah.
And if they don't, they need to start.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
So were you there last night? I was there. I didn't see you, though.
I was there last night. Yes.
So was I.
I happen to know the
Temporarily.
For a moment. Until he found out there's an $8 cover charge and turned and ran to his car.
Is that what happened? Oh, I thought
$8.
I thought he got carded, and they just assumed that he was 14.
He got carted right back to his car.
That's right.
So, what we're trying to say is Penny Road Pub does not allow Asians.
That's also true.
We didn't.
That's
I
also.
think that's true.
I don't want to spread the rumor, but that's what happened. I mean, they told him to leave, so.
I knew.
And I'm like, well, I'm not going with you.
He said $8. I'm out of here.
$8. Walking in on the wall, there was the sign, the big red circle with the line through it, and it just had two slanty lines. And I was like, hey, what the hell is this? Is this run by Trump?
I climbed a wall for this.
I know. Got some Asian band now? What the hell?
My dad was the one carding people.
Well, you're not the black guy, so.
I don't know if I'd be more entertained if he said Trump or Ford. But it was just a very strange moment.
Who's the president? Ford. Okay.
Eisenhower.
But at least everyone he named was a president.
True.
Oh.
It's not like he
True.
He didn't
It's
say
not like he
Churchill.
said Boy George. Then I'd have a whole lot to worry about. Oh. Yeah, Boy George is the president.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
But yes, Barrington.
Barrington.
Yeah, there you go.
Barrington.
Penny Road Pub last night, Friday night, which was the 10th.
10th. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, sure.
Spider Bone. Woo! With Michael Allen Gould. Played a show.
Yeah.
And that boy, I mean, even after all of the tongue kissing we did before the show started, still got up there and belted out his lyrics like nobody else can.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing you had a Mentos in your mouth. That's all I have to say.
Mentos freshness.
So the boy's got a set of pipes, is what you're
He
saying.
does have a set of pipes. And the sound guy, the funny thing about the sound guy, and he did a great job. I will give him that.
Yes, they sounded fantastic.
If I can describe him, dreadlocks, kind of a hippie-looking
White guy
with dreadlocks all the way down, pretty much to the back of his knees.
Whoa.
And they were all real.
Wow.
Dressed in the hippie look, and he was walking around with an electronic cigarette and letting us know he had an electronic cigarette because they didn't even need to turn the smoke machine on. He would just go up and blow at the stage, and it would last for about 10 minutes.
It's totally true.
But this guy had some kind of echo or reverb effect on the voice that he would only turn on at certain times.
He was on the ball.
And it just worked so well with Mike's voice. It was incredible. Some of the notes he would hold. And the reverb, after he would let go of the note, would hold it just for like a quick extra second and fade out, and it sounded perfect.
Or bend it a bit, yeah.
Right.
It was
Wow.
awesome. Nice.
And the nice thing, because I had asked Mike about it, and he said he couldn't hear it on stage.
Yeah.
Like through the monitors,
Yeah.
it was just his raw voice. But
Right.
out on us, it was awesome. So the guy did a really good sound. It's a small bar, and they said they have 2 stages, but we don't know where the second stage is. If it's outside.
Yeah,
or-
I kind of think it is.
But the main stage inside, the sound was incredible. I mean, as far as heavy metal goes, that's
Right,
all that ever
right.
plays there.
Well, it is Barrington. You should have
What is
decent sound.
Where?
Barrington.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Is that a gin and tonic you're thinking?
Where's my horse and feather? Yes. So yeah, it's the last time I was there had to be 15 years ago, and I was scared for my life, and I was so scared for my life. I don't even remember what I was
Wait,
there for.
15 years ago you were scared for your life, or the other night you were scared for your
No,
life?
he had
Oh,
me the other night.
Last night I had
so-
Leevis with me, and I was
Oh,
wearing a
you're
Black Dog
fine.
Radio shirt, so I was fine.
You're good. Okay,
I fit
never
right
mind.
in.
All right.
But I think the last time I was there, I was wearing a White Dog Radio shirt. And I didn't fit in, and I don't remember why I was there. I was there to see a band. I don't remember the band. I just remember wanting to leave. But last night was cool. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Good time.
Nice.
And Chris Wicks of the Short Fuse showed up.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And actually got to meet Leevis
Whoa.
face to face.
Oh,
Yeah.
they've never met before?
Never met before.
He's taller
Oh,
than I
no.
expected.
Yeah. Well, you were in,
Commanding presence, you,
you
could
were in
say.
Barrington.
Barrington.
Oh, I like that. I like
That
the
was kinda
mumble.
nice. That
Yeah,
was
the
kinda nice.
Barrington.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Release the hounds.
Because if you live in Barrington, that's how you would refer to Barrington.
Yes.
I'm from Barrington.
That's a Barrington.
One thing that we've done a couple of times is we've drove the kids at Christmas time through Barrington Hills
Oh, yeah.
with the ridiculously large homes.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they didn't put up the lights themselves.
What?
I'm kind of thinking they might have paid
I don't know
something.
about that.
But that in itself is a nice treat if you want to go see
Yeah.
Christmas lights. But some of these homes, I'm thinking, you got to be talking $10, $15 million
Well, can I tell you a story?
when I'm done.
Okay.
And like you're talking like 10, 15 million.
This is important.
Shit.
And I'm thinking, if I'm going to buy that home, why do I want to build it right behind Gobert's farm? And look at Jack the Pumpkin
So you
every
can look
day
at
in my
pumpkins.
backyard.
Yeah.
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 My lord. You were saying something?
Oh, I don't know.
I was just
It was
talking
about
about
Barrington.
Barrington, yes. Well, I happen to have a cousin who lives in South Barrington.
South.
Oh,
The
South Barrington.
South Barrington. And,
Not quite Barrington
no,
Hills, mind you.
no. But he is a very nice guy. His wife is very
Wait,
they're-
from Barrington?
Yeah, they're. He met his wife at Kittyland cleaning up vomit.
Oh.
That's one of my favorite
there's a keeper.
stories. They were both working at Kittyland, and someone threw up, and they both went to clean it up at the same time. And that's how they met. And so,
Nice.
yeah, they're very down to earth people. Anyways, he's president of a bank and all that, and they moved into $1 million house out there, like literally
Just 1 million?
1 million. So they're on the low. Well, no,
South Barrington.
Yes.
the house they lived in before that was probably only 700,000.
Oh,
Then they
yeah.
moved into the $1 million
moving
house.
on.
But anyways, we were over at their house for one of their daughters, their daughter's birthday party. The house is so massive. Their basement is like twice the size of my house. And she even admitted that they actually have to set time aside to specifically go downstairs to watch movies in the home theater Otherwise, they just never go down there.
Like they make an appointment.
Yeah.
Like Friday, we're going to be watching movies in the
Downstairs.
basement.
Not only do they
Otherwise,
make,
3 to 5.
or they'll just never go down there.
not only
because-
do they make an appointment, but they have to call Uber so they can get down there. And then
Uber picks them up and drives them
drives
around to
them.
the back door, and it's still $28.50
do you know how
on the meter.
expensive archery is? Indoor archery. I mean, if you've got that kind of space, that's what you got to do.
Exactly.
You know, so or bowling. You know,
Right.
if you've paid for the lanes, you might as well use them.
Might as
once
well
a month.
use them. Yes.
So
But
kinda
again,
like-
I'd like to emphasize very nice, down to earth people. Love them a lot. Their house is crazy. That's all I'm saying.
It's I don't know how to say. It's when you go into a huge home and you're not from that, you don't know that.
Right.
It's not a scary feeling. It's not even a weird feeling. It's just you're kind of in awe.
Yeah.
My-
Exactly.
My wife's uncle is very well to do. Owns his own business, and we would go over there for Christmas, and the house was just enormous compared to ours. And they would always have fine wines out and all these snacks and everything on their 75-foot granite countertop. But if the person makes you feel welcome, you get by it.
Oh, yeah.
So I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because her uncle never acted like he had the money.
Right. Right.
So I felt comfortable in the home.
Yeah.
And it was just nice to be there. You appreciate it. You go home to your home and you appreciate it. But there's some people that just start on a higher level, like people from...
Barrington.
And if they start on that high level and just start saying, why don't you come out to the garage and see my Ferrari?
Yeah. Right.
When they know that you don't have money.
Right.
That's when it becomes really uncomfortable.
That's when you're a
Wiener?
wiener.
Yes. 4-letter word for wiener.
Yes.
3 across begins with D.
Ends in ick.
So yes, I've been in that situation too, but it's all about the person.
Yep. Totally agree.
And I would
Totally
hope
agree.
I would hope that if I ever came into the lottery and won my $300 million, that I would be the same way, but I'm afraid I would turn into...
Why are you pointing at me?
Barrington.
Oh,
'Cause I needed
I see. I thought you needed a dick.
Because I would never talk... I would
Hey,
probably,
we didn't say it.
Oh,
because
right.
I'd probably never talk to you guys again.
That's probably true.
I'm Pabst Blue Ribbon Boy, and
Hey, as much as I love talking about Barrington, I have a dick story for you,
yes.
and I learned it yesterday.
Is it a Dick story or a Richard story?
No, it's
Is it
it's
yours?
a dick story. No,
Nice.
no, it's not mine.
Oh.
I learned it from Out of Studio Kelly,
Oh,
who told me it's dick trivia. I had no idea. So
hold on.
Asian Matt probably knows the story just as
Yeah, because I'm
as well as
laughing.
I do. But
This would be perfect for Dick Trivia. Hold on here. Ladies and gentlemen, leave us on the Leevis Show. Because I don't have anything to do with this. Leave us on the Leevis Show, giving you Dick Trivia, ladies and gentlemen, here. We're going to talk about D-I-C-K. Give us a dick, give us a dick, yes! Coming at you live from the JDawg and Leevis Show. Leevis.
it's hard to believe that that Barnum and Bailey's went under.
How do you go under? If your main theme is a kaleidoscope, how do you go under?
That's happened since we've padcasted also.
Podcasted.
That's true.
So anyway, Out of Studio Kelly had been to a rodeo, and I didn't realize the technique that's used to get a bull to buck. Do you
Yes.
know? Do you know?
The tightening of the rope, or the tightening of the rope around the...
Yes, the tightening of the rope around the.
As my mother would put it, the go-yingles.
Is your mother from Barrington? I think she should say it like she's from Barrington.
Going.
Go-yingles. Yes.
Yeah.
I was rodeoing and I was struck in the go-yingles. I don't know where she got it. But if you want to finish your story, well, is that the story? Because I want you to finish the story, because now I got a story.
That's it. I had no idea. And
That
so
they wrap up the go-yingles.
So then, when the what do you call it? The cowboy, the rodeo-er.
Yeah.
When he falls off, he takes the rope with him, and then the bull is like,
And that's when they just follow the clown and head back
yeah,
to their...
and then they're done.
I got the rope off my
I get it.
go-yingles.
I mean, yeah,
That's all I'm trying to do. Just want to get that thing out. I mean, think about it. Somebody throws it on you, you're going to be bucking around the living room,
Absolutely.
That's exactly what I said. I said someone tied me up. I'd be jumping around trying to get that crap off too.
And if you ever see a rodeo, if you're ever up at 3 a.m. watching ESPN 3 and the rodeo's on, watch as they come out of the stall, you see a guy holding it. And as they come out of the stall, he's pulling it and then lets go, and you see it snap. He's tightening it as they come out of the stall.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's horrible.
You'll see it. That's why he's not bucking in the stall as much. Now, some are more rambunctious than others, but they're not bucking because they don't want the cowboy to get hurt. But as soon as they open that, you'll see it. Just watch for it. He's pulling it and then snaps it like a rubber band.
Oh, man.
And it tightens. And there you go.
Wow.
Buck, 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 buck.
There's a number on the Go Yingles, I'll tell you.
I have a Go Yingle story from when I was younger.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's hear about your young Go Yingles.
Play the music.
Oh, hold on. Let me get the Go Yingle music going.
Now in the center tent, JDawg Wallace and his Go Yingles. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Step right up.
Where's everybody going?
Check out JDawg's Go Yingles. Step right up. Only a quarter. Only a quarter. You, sir, in the fine hat, come here. Take a look at these Go Yingles.
At Barnum and Barrington Circus. Oh. So, here's my Go Yingle story. I was probably about 11 or 12. I grew up in the fine town of South Elgin.
Wow.
Just south.
South
of Elgin. It actually was south of Elgin. We're on the south end. So there was a quarry, a rock quarry, that filled up with spring water and became the swimming hole.
We've talked about that, I
Long
believe.
before I was, born. Before my Go Yingles ever existed. So I was about 11 or 12.
You're still in your dad's Go Yingles.
I was still dancing around in Dad's Go Yingles. I'm sure he remembers that. Dancing around in your Dad's Go Yingles.
Who's the president?
That's right.
Go Yingles.
That's where I was first introduced to calliope music. So at the quarry, the rock quarry, the swimming hole, on the far side from where I normally went swimming was the high dive. A 30-foot tower.
30 feet.
Well, it was more of a platform. It wasn't a diving board. You just
You just jump off.
jump off. Always swam on the opposite side at the tread-ups. The tread-ups always let us swim there, all the neighborhood kids. But that platform was owned by the Dwyers, who at one point owned the entire quarry. So they used to actually charge people to get in, like back in the 50s and the 60s, $5 come swim at the hole. But then it closed down and he just owned it, and so that was his tower and nobody could go jump off it. One day, one of the tread-up family members says, "We're taking a rowboat over. Who wants to jump off the platform?" Well, of course I do. I'm 11. I'm 12. I want to jump off the 30-foot tower. I've been swimming
one
here,
hand that went
staring
right
at that
up.
tower since I've been born. Of course I want to jump off it. So we get in the rowboat. We head over. It's like an hour and a half trip across. And we got over there. And I climb up on the tower, and I'm kind of staring down. And it's a little weird at first. So I went down and went off the 10-board one. Or the 10-foot board first, a couple times just to get my bearings. My bearings. And so I got up to the 30-foot tower. This is it. I'm going to jump. So I get out there and I look down. Other people are diving. I'm like, I just want to jump. I just want to do a pin drop. That's all I want to do.
Yep.
When you do a pin drop, the idea is to form your body into that of a pin.
Yes.
Feet pointed down like the tip of the pin, hands at your side, shoot right into the water.
Right.
No splash. Not hands out at your side and feet spread out like you're in mid-jumping jack.
Yeah.
For some reason, my body went into mid-jumping jack. Smack. 30-foot drop.
Oh, my God.
The pain didn't set in right away.
It explains a whole lot.
Yeah,
really.
I come up out of the water, and everyone's, Jim did it, yay. Okay, thank you very much, I did it, yay. Come back in the rowboat. It was like 2 hours back.
Right.
And I come home, and it was like 2 hours later, it just started to set in. The pain. Throbbing. Swelling. So I finally have to.
Paps.
I finally have to go to my mother, and I'm like, "Mom, I think there's something wrong because it really hurts. And she says, let me see your go yingles. When you're 5, you got no problem. You drop your drawers.
Right. There you go.
That's mom's territory. She needs to look and tell me what's going on.
Right.
When you hit 11 or 12, it's not so easy.
Yeah.
Especially when you know there's something wrong with them. So, hesitantly, I drop my drawers, and Mom says, we need to go to the emergency room.
Oh, my God.
First thing out of her mouth.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, what? And she goes, let's go. So I'm on the way there. These things are just throbbing. Just horrible. I mean, they were swollen. There's no skin left. It's just all tight, just swollen, and I'm just like, I'm in real danger here. This is danger muffin territory here. So we go into the emergency room. The doctors actually came rather quickly because I guess when you hear a boy with goyingles the size of watermelons is a pretty extreme case. So the doctor comes in and he says, "Drop your drawers." Everybody wants me to drop my drawers. Which
Some things never change.
Nowadays, that's a good thing. You're 11 or 12 again. So I drop the drawers, and this is a moment I'll never forget. When the doctor, and I'll try to describe it. When the doctor looks at your goyingles, and his eyes open as wide as your goyingles feel, and he says, "That's bad."
Oh, my God.
Oh.
I didn't know how to feel.
Right.
The doctor said that's bad. Like he'd never seen this before. So I had to have an X-ray and an ultrasound.
Oh, my God.
Let's just shorten this up. As I'm starting to get a little pringly in my goyingles right now. Everything's fine. I've had 2 children since. Everything's okay. But when the ultrasound technician, of course, drop your drawers again. She didn't do the wide-eyed thing, but she said, "Looks like you had an issue." And I said, "Well, I did." She's like, "What happened?" I said, "I jumped off a high dive." She's like, "Did you try a pin drop?" She actually said the word pin drop. And I'm like, "I tried." And she's like, "But it wasn't a pin drop." No. And the whole time she's rubbing this thing on my goyingles while she's talking. So she was keeping the conversation going. I didn't even know what was going on. She was very good at what she was doing.
That's professionalism right there.
Everything's fine, and they're nice. And, I mean, as you guys have seen in the past couple of years, they're just fine.
Oh, yeah.
They rebounded nicely.
Yes, they did.
They feel nice.
did.
And
So,
smooth.
but that story, of course, happened, and that happened and the story continued. But whenever my mom would bring it up around my friends when I was 16 or 17,
Well, yeah.
one time,
why wouldn't you?
One time, Jimmy jumped off the high dive and his goyingles were like this. Thanks, Mom. I just wanted to take her to prom. I didn't know you'd go there.
As if your mother needed to make high school more awkward for you.
Yeah.
So
I pretty much did that on my own.
exactly.
I also have a Goyingle story.
What?
A medical Goyingle story.
Does it involve that guy from IHOP?
It does.
With the steaks? Wrapping steaks around his goyingles?
Mine was not as dramatic as yours, and but similar results where 16 years old, and just nothing happened. Just everyday life, and then all of a sudden they started swelling up.
Well, at least I had a reason.
I know. Well, that's just it. There was
That's even creepier.
There was no reason. They just started swelling up, and I'm 16 years old. And
I think it's a genetic thing.
Did my mom take a look at him?
She did. She's like, "Let's drop your drawers." So I was too embarrassed. I was too embarrassed to tell my mom, and I had a girlfriend at the time, and so I said, I need to go to the hospital. I'm like, there's something wrong. So I went to the emergency room without telling my parents.
Okay.
Get there, and just not, I'm sure they weren't as enormous as yours, but they were very swollen and very painful.
Mine were pretty big.
Mine were big, but I from what you're telling me, I don't think they were that
I think it has something to do with me having a big head now, too.
I think this sounds like the...
like jammed everything up.
Yeah, I think so.
So the end result of the story was, it turns out he said it was an infection, like I had a cold.
Did he say infection or
No,
erection?
not infection. Infection.
You heard him. Correct.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
There's a difference.
But it was like, he said it was like a cold. Like, I just had a cold and it was down there, no big deal, some antibiotics.
The cold was down there.
Yeah, that's how he explained it. But here,
Normally I get sinuses, but when I get a cold,
right out there. But here's where the story turns south. Is that it's already south, but
Yeah, there you go. See what he did there?
Showed it.
so 16 years old, too embarrassed to tell my mom about it. So what does the doctor do? I'm laying there on the gurney, and he goes, "We have some medical students doing the rotations. Do you mind if they take a look?" And I'm just like 16 years old, and I'm too embarrassed to say no. Like I'm too afraid to say no. So I go, "I'd love them to take a look, doctor." Yeah.
I was going to say, it just sounds much more and more like a porn
Like for
quote.
it's like it's in
plot,
Ottawa or
unquote.
something. Anyways, so I'm laying there on the gurney with my goyangles hanging out. And
Hanging off the gurney.
then they pull the curtain open a little, and literally a line of students, probably about 13 of them, one at a time, all come and check out my goyangles. And I'm just laying there looking at the ceiling like, please let me die. Please let this be over.
Everybody form a single line. Come on in here. You see this boy over here?
He needs his goyangles.
He's got a little problem,
little pressure built up.
and he needs your help to relieve that pressure. I want you one at a time to go over and get your face down in there and get you a nice look at those goyangles. Take a look at the right, take a look at the left.
All 13 of you.
All 13.
Oh my God, it was horrible. It was horrible.
Were you in Gurney, Illinois when that happened?
I was in Elk Grove
No, on a gurney.
on a gurney.
Okay. Yeah, I got all those sex songs just queued right up there.
Why is that? It's like you're expecting something.
They're just right on my desktop. Oh, when you talk about goyangles,
And we have
you need lounge music.
What's most amusing to me about goyangles is that, we talk before you hit the record button about things that we wanted to talk about. Goyangles was not on the list.
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
And yet it's taken about 45 minutes of this show.
Lee?
We've touched one thing on the list so far. And the only thing we've touched are my goyangles and Matt's goyangles.
I didn't actually touch
Lee?
them. I just saw them.
what's your goyingle story?
I
Surely you have a goyingle story.
If you don't have one, we can make one
I,
now.
Yeah.
I can't possibly, even if I had one, it wouldn't be nearly as amusing as either of those goyingle stories. So
the
no,
important
I have,
thing
I
is
have
that
normal
they're
goyingles.
swollen and painful.
Well, what about that one time you had the that cockblocker spaniel
JDawg?
issue?
Isn't
That had
that
something to do with the goyingles,
Wasn't
didn't
that an urban
That
dictionary?
was an Urban Dictionary term.
Oh, my gosh.
Cockblocker spaniel. Oh, we'll get Michael Allen Goal in here soon.
Good.
And just so you know, fans, we're not going to do this every other day like we used to. Because as my wife told me, with this new job, I now have a grown-up job.
What?
So I can't.
I don't believe it.
So you got to be grown up. What
That's not true.
the hell's that?
So I'm thinking like once every 2 weeks.
What?
Yeah, 3 weeks. Keep you waiting a little bit. Keep you, keep your goyingles all tingly. But there are a couple things, and this show might go a little later than normal just because we got other things we need to get done here. But one thing I would like, and it's a great time to roll this in, really, because it's not necessarily the goyingles, but it does have to do with the goyingles' best friend. And it is the inspirational thought of the day.
Oh, nice.
You got an inspirational thought of the day?
I do have one. I'd like you guys to just
fan
tune right in here.
go-yingle-tastic.
And now, another inspirational thought on the JDawg and Leevis Show.
What do you think about to get rid of an erection?
Tigers, dump trucks, baseball, math problems.
Sometimes errands I have to run.
Grandma in the shower, but that's ageist, I guess.
Grocery shopping. I think about animals.
Like a boulder on some dirt with ants on it.
Construction.
And there's like the old lady dancing around like a midget riding a bike. It relaxes me.
Maybe focus on almost like choke holding your boner.
I'm like, hold your breath. Okay, you're almost there. Keep it longer, keep it longer. And then everything is like...
Haven't had one yet today, so...
It's surprising, actually.
This has been another inspirational thought on the JDawg and Leevis Show.
Boulders.
Boulders.
What do you think about, Lee, when you
Boulders
gotta
is on the
make that
list
go
now.
away? Boulders with ants covering. Boulders in dirt covered in ants. Or grandma in the shower, but that's ageist. Like the one that made me finally seal the deal on wrapping that little ditty up was the what was it? The grandma, the midget riding the bike, and that and that relaxes me. It relaxes you.
That's got JDawg written all over it.
Oh, inspirational thought of the day.
Very nice. Very nice.
So, not Go Yingles, but very closely related.
Okay. As long as we stay in the same ballpark.
So,
Well played, good chap.
do you serve beef franks in that ballpark? Only the best. Well, this is also a great opportunity for me because my drink is almost gone.
Oh.
And Leevis had told me a story. We wrote it down on the notes here as something that happened to Leevis today.
Wow.
So I'm going to let him do that while I go get my drink and tighten up that strap around my Go Yingles.
For bucking.
I had a good day, but I can't follow up on the Go Yingles story. I mean, come on.
Anyone can
Jeez.
follow up on a Go Yingles story.
All right.
You.
Well, here's your palate refresher because
That's not a good thing.
Go Yingles and pallets.
boulders,
Boulders.
boulders with hands. So, oh gosh.
think of animals.
Animals.
Well, I did two things today, but one of them involved the Nick 10 Conference Sophomore Girls Basketball Finals, which my
Boulders with ants. Boulders with ants. What?
which my daughter was involved in.
Oh, never mind.
And it's multiple elimination. It was just this big tourney. So so you just kind of keep playing. It's like one way or the other, you're going to play 4 games, which is kind of weird. So by the JDawg.
Just got an ice cube in the crotch.
So by the scoreboard, it wouldn't be very interesting because the game that was easily the most interesting was the one that I was watching, which was the battle between 5th place or 6th place in the conference.
Can sometimes be the best game.
But here's the thing: is that a week ago, my daughter's team had played this other team, and the whole game was neck and neck. Nobody was was 4 points ahead or behind at any given moment, and then the good guys were down by 1. The shot clock is going, or not the shot clock. It's fourth quarter. The end of the fourth quarter. 3, 2, 1. A girl on our team puts up a 3-pointer, goes in. We win.
Nice.
First time we've beaten this other team since this coach has started.
Nice.
So we beat them by 1 point. It was the girls were on cloud 9, absolutely ecstatic, and all this kind of stuff. So this was just a week ago, and now it's the conference tourney, and we're playing them again, and it's for 5th or 6th place. So it's at halftime. We're down by 11 points or so, and so my wife is like, "I'm out of here. You know, I just have other things to do." So third quarter ends, and the score, remember, girls, sophomore, heavily defensive games, and the score was 29-17. All right. So we're just about,
which, mind you, was the score of the Super Bowl that the Bears lost in 2006, 29-17.
Dun dun dun. Coincidence?
Barrington.
Go ahead.
So fourth quarter starts. Quarters are 7 minutes long. We're
What? Nothing.
I noticed you didn't fill my drink. Thanks.
Hold
Anyway.
on.
It is, no, you stay there. I'll take care
All
of
right.
these.
So
You take care of his drink, I'll take care of your Go
fourth
Yingles.
quarter starts. We're down by at least 12 points. 7 minutes to go. This other team just has to wait it out because obviously we're not making anything except then we do start making things. And we make more and more and more. And now there's 2 minutes left, and we are within 4 points. It is now, bad guys have 30, we have 26. We can get this thing.
You can get it.
We're down to, with 26 seconds left, it is now 30 to 28.
There's very little jack left.
Okay.
You're going to want to dip into the Angels end before him.
Where is that?
Fair enough. So we're down by 2.
Didn't even realize.
With 26 seconds left. Same girl who made the clutch shot last game gets the ball, has not made anything all game, steps up at the 3-point line, sinks a 3-pointer. So we are now up. We are now up 31 to 30.
Nice.
With under 30 seconds left. The bad guys get the ball. We hound them. They do not make their free throws. Through a
So hounded them and hacked them.
yes, and
Nice.
what I'm gonna call is a comeuppance, because
Oh.
yes,
Holy-
here we go. So one of the girls. So here's the thing. This other team, there's literally like a second left. All right, and the other team, since we've been hacking and slashing, they have the ball out of bounds under their own basket. All right, so they can do this. They're down by 1. It can happen. All right, girl that's trying to throw in, looking, can't find anything. Throws the ball off the girl that's defending her. All right, total dick move, but technically legal,
Right,
Then you get
right.
more, because you only have 5 seconds to throw the ball in,
Right.
So you just bounce it off the other girl's knees, grab the ball, you get another shot. Whistle blows, referee looks at her and says, "You touched the ball before I blew the whistle." She was still standing out of bounds.
Nice.
We get the ball.
Backfire.
1 second left. Yes, total backfire. Tears everywhere. I mean, they just imploded. This other team did, and rightfully so.
Right.
but oh, so exciting for the parents on our side.
Yes,
so
yes.
Anyway, it was a very exciting game, and so that. That's nice to go out of the end of the season on a high note, beating the same team twice by 1 point.
If that was the only game you won all year.
And
that's the way
having
you do
it be like exactly the same way twice in a row,
right.
After never beating this team, just a lot of fun, and my daughter was pretty smug, which, fantastic. So, she had a good game too. She was not the one who hit the clutch shot, but, anyway. The other thing I did today, though, was in our neck of the woods, a musical troupe came through, and they did came through our town. They came through Belvedere.
Just walked through the main street.
Well, here's the thing. No.
Walking down the middle of the
It's
street,
all,
jamming in the middle of the street, blocking
it's
traffic.
all planned out, and they come to the high school and they do a workshop with up to 200 other kids, and they say, "All right, we're putting on a show on Saturday. We're putting on 2 shows on Saturday, and you guys are at our workshop, and you're going to be involved." So they teach dances, and they teach songs, and they do all these things. But so the first hour is just this Young Americans group, and they basically do a bunch of medleys, they do a bunch of dancing numbers, they do a bunch of things like that. And it reminded me of somebody else who had gone and done a bunch of singing thingies overseas for a while.
Someone from
JDawg?
Barrington?
No, I don't think it was from Barrington. I think it was from South Belgium.
Yes, I was in Elspe, Germany.
So
yes.
Elsa.
Performing.
my daughter is watching these guys, wide-eyed, mystified that they can do this, and I'm amazed at the amount of energy that they can put into it. I know at one point I had that kind of energy, but that was a lifetime ago. But
That's what heroin's for.
maybe I need to get back on the highway. Yeah, get on I-90. But so
Quit taking Genoa Road home.
so but in the middle of this, I leaned over to my daughter and I said, would you be surprised to know that JDawg used to do this? And she's like, what? And I'm like, not only that, he did it in Germany.
Do I have to show her the video now?
I think you do. I think you have to show my daughter
the video up on the line.
Yes.
Like I'm ever upset to show that video. I love showing that video.
It was
my songs were Rock Around the Clock.
Okay.
Manfred Mann's what was it?
Quinn the
Mighty
Eskimo?
Quinn. Mighty Quinn.
Oh man!
And what was the other song I did? Did a the Chuck Berry. What am I thinking? His famous one. Way down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans.
Oh,
Johnny Be Good.
Johnny Be Good. Yeah.
Those are my 3 songs that I did in the 70s, 60s review in Germany 3 times a day
And
for
the
an entire
Fräuleins
summer.
loved you.
And the Fräuleins loved me.
3 times a day?
3 times a day we
didn't
did that
know
show. It was 3 times a day.
It's grueling.
I think we had Mondays off. Like the park was closed on Monday. Every other day was three shows a day. Mm-hmm. And then we had one weekend. For some reason, they weren't open, and we went to Amsterdam for the weekend.
I bet there's no stories there.
Well, I don't remember any of them. Actually,
I'm sure it was great.
Your Go Yingles, remember?
Yeah. Actually, I do. If you're here till about midnight, I could tell you a few. So I will tell you one.
Okay.
I will tell you one. In Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm. In Amsterdam.
Apparently drugs are legal there.
What?
Apparently.
I've never heard this.
When you walk, you get to Central Station, which is downtown Amsterdam. We actually took a train from, we were near Cologne, Germany, but it was actually a town called Elspa, and we had to take about an hour-and-a-half train ride to get there. You get out on Central Station. When you walk out, the air just smells like marijuana. It's just in the air. It's just amazing because everybody in the train station is smoking. Everybody's there.
Right.
Like Denver.
Like Denver. Well, Denver now. Denver
yeah, that's
currently.
what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy cow. So we started to ask some of the locals, we were like, so are drugs really legal here? Because we were just like, it's just blown away. You come from America. It's like, just if you smoke marijuana, you're going to jail for 70 years.
Right.
And one guy came to us and he said, you can smoke all the pot you want. But if you're caught with any kind of coke, you will go to jail for the rest of your life.
Oh.
So it's like in Amsterdam, go ahead and smoke the ganja. Don't do anything else because it's completely frowned upon.
Huh.
So as we're walking down the street, and this is 5 minutes after we got there, the train station is not far from the red light district, which is where all of the hash bars are and all of the window shopping hooker venues. Where literally,
I thought he was going to say. I thought he was going to be a little more subtle about it, like
no,
the ladies of the evening, but he's like the.
All right, let me try.
Yeah.
Let me try it again.
JDawg.
Let me try it again.
Yeah.
And as we walk down, hold on. I'll recant. Is that the proper word?
Maybe.
Can I
Sure.
say that? So there were hookers in the windows. But it's literally it's like a little strip mall. Right when you come out of the train station, and there's all these glass doors, and the women dancing behind the doors, and if you like one, you knock on the door, and they take you up the stairs, and you come back down in 5 minutes, and they continue dancing for the next guy. So you're literally window
5
shopping.
minutes?
I'm like, what is going on? Well, 30 seconds.
Okay.
Oh, what would you do with the other?
I know.
So I'm walking with
floor
out
play
of
and watching a movie.
exactly Netflix and chill, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm walking with Out of Studio Chuck and Out of Studio Paul, way Out of Studio Paul, who is the only man I've ever met that could actually inhale air into his butt and make himself fart. That's a whole nother story. So way Out of Studio Paul and Out of Studio Chuck, we're walking down the street.
Sounds like we found our next in-studio guest.
Yeah,
And one rather large gal, still attractive, but large gal, actually opens up her door and leans out of Studio Chuck and says, "Why don't you come upstairs?" And Out of Studio Chuck turns into like a 5-year-old that was grabbed by a stranger and just had this sheer terror on his face and looks at us, and he's like almost in tears, and I'm like, I don't care.
Right.
And he's like, what are you... No! and it was just terrified. And so we keep walking. We get by her. Now we get by the window shopping of the hookers in Amsterdam. And I'm like, okay, how about some history?
Right.
So right after that is the John Lennon Art Museum, I guess. All the stuff that him and Yoko Ono ever did, or any art they ever did, is displayed in this museum, which is attached to a sex museum. So you can see on the first floor all of the artwork that they ever did together, and it's all original artwork. And then you go upstairs, and that's where all the whips and the chains are.
Oh, nice.
And you can see all the history of sex through the years and all that.
How much has it changed?
You brought this up with
I'm
your daughter
laughing.
playing basketball. I'm sorry. You opened up a can of worms. So this whole sex museum. So we go through the whole sex museum. We're looking at everything.
Totally see it.
We're like, when in Rome, do as the Romans.
When in Amsterdam.
So we come out of there, and then we walk one more block north, and this guy comes out of this theater, walks up to Chuck's getting all the out of studio. Chuck gets all the attraction, and he comes up to him, and he's like, "I see you have a nice camera there," and he did. He had a nice 35 millimeter, which at that time was still film,
Wait,
around his neck, and he's like,
it's a whole other episode.
"I'll tell you what, if you give me that camera, I'll let you guys in the theater for free." And I'm like, what is it? Is it like Dirty Dancing? What's in the theater? No, it's people on stage having sex.
Oh.
You can come in there for free and watch them.
Nice.
And Chuck's like, no, I'm not going to give you my camera to do that. And then we start talking to the guy, and it turns out the guy's from Bloomington, went to U of I, and he goes there in the summer and sells sex.
Oh.
Huh. So it was a nice little conversation we had for the next 20 minutes. And then we stayed in the youth hostel for $15 a night. You sleep on a cot. You put all your belongings underneath you so they don't get stolen. And then you leave and you go back to Germany and dance and sing. But it was just a very that 30-minute walk from the train station till we got to the camera guy trying to sell sex was just the most surreal thing I've ever seen in my life. And coming from America, everything in that 30-minute walk was just wrong. So I can only imagine someone from Amsterdam coming here and being like, "These guys suck."
Yeah.
Did you have...
You don't have live sex shows? What the hell?
No, but we have Nancy Reagan. That's right. Telling us that everything that you're doing is wrong.
That's right. Wrong. Right. So yeah, Amsterdam's a very interesting place.
Huh.
Very fun, very knowledgeable of the naughty things now that people do. That whole
They're just
side
way
of
ahead of their time. That's what it is.
Basically, it's like
You didn't make it to Amsterdam.
No,
right?
I did not make it to Amsterdam.
It's no different than walking down Main Street in Hanover Park.
That's true. It's pretty much the same thing. Except it's just, instead of, people leaning out the doors, you have to actually sneak to the back windows and just kind of peek in.
They don't invite you in, but you get to look.
Yeah, you still get to watch, I don't know if there's a word for that or not. But
Kind of like that guy
so.
you talked about in a previous podcast at IHOP, who ran around outside the window and would look at the girls inside and
then do
his
things,
business and run off
and
into the
then
woods. So it's kind of like that.
Kind of like that,
Hanover
yes,
Park.
yes.
I think more stories should end with, "And then I ran off in the woods."
Yeah. I think that guy's name was Jack.
I can't think of a better time than right now to bring this up.
Okay.
I have a gift for Leevis.
Oh.
What?
It's a little gift, and I've had this sitting here for 3 months, and we haven't done a podcast in 3 months, so it's been sitting right here underneath the soundboard.
I hope it's
this whole time.
I hope it's the music to Cisco guy.
Let me
because
just say it's
I
black.
lost it.
It's a small black magnet.
I see.
Okay, I'm showing the back right now, and you can see it's a magnet.
Nice little barcode.
And like I
paid
said,
a
there's
lot
no better
for
time
it.
to bring this up. It says, and I'm gonna have Leevis read it because I'm gonna give it to him.
Okay.
And I want him to put this on his fridge.
Well, can you
at
pass
home.
it this way first so I can read it first?
Yeah, we'll give it to. Don't read it out loud.
I'm not gonna read it out
Then
loud,
you
but I
can
just
pass
wanna-
it to
I just wanna
Leevis.
see.
We'll let Asian Matt see this first.
I don't know. Give him another Pabst and he'll read it out loud.
Is there a better time?
No, that's perfect.
Can I take it to work?
So why don't you just go ahead and take this, Leevis? I'll hand it to you. Just don't even think about it. Just read it.
Okay.
Read it right out loud. There you go.
I'm reading right out loud. Jesus loves you, but I'm his favorite.
You go home and put that on the fridge for your kids.
I'm going to... Yeah. No, this is going to work. Brilliant.
Nice.
3 months in the making, that one. Jesus loves you, but I misfaded. And we know that to be true.
That is true.
Jesus loves us all.
Yes.
Leave us a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it's because he doesn't tell stories about hookers and windows.
And I don't have a good Go Yingle story.
I was just going to say that.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yep. That's how you...
I had a hernia.
That's actually
Does that
proof
count?
right there. Our Go Yangles were swollen and painful, and yet
because
Lee's Go Yangles
never got there.
Never got there.
No matter how much work they got through the years.
Right,
They never got there.
How much
Obviously,
work.
Jesus loves them.
Jesus was sitting there watching the Super Bowl
I
one
have
day.
put a lot of work into my Go Yingles. I'll just have that.
Yes,
so have we.
On record. Yes.
He's watching the Super Bowl, and he's dipping a chip, and he looks over and says, "You know, that JDawg and Asian Matt, zap." Boop, there they go. They'll learn from it. Then he dips his chip and moves on.
Yep.
And I'll have you know, Jesus is a double dipper.
Oh, yeah. And he looks over
But
at Lee.
what are you going to say to him?
I don't even know
Exactly.
what that means. But
Excuse me, Lord.
Excuse me.
You can't double dip the chip.
Yep.
It's not going to happen.
And he's like, it's fine. And he just snaps his fingers. It's fine. And then what are you going to say?
Yeah.
You can argue with Jesus? No.
He's like, you want that Go Yingle thing to happen
Yeah,
again?
exactly.
No, double dip by all means.
that's what the magnet
He's
should
just
have
like
said.
holding his hand up, but he's not doing it. He's like, huh?
Exactly.
Huh? Come on.
Just waving the hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, fine.
Fine, it's your dip. As if he was from Barrington.
From where?
You have to say it.
I'm not going to say it.
It's your turn.
It's Barrington.
It's the eyes being crossed that really.
One eye shut a little more than the other. Like you're trying to throw up. Barrington. Hold on, let me back up. Let me back up here, and I'll come at the mic. Here you go. Barrington. You realize that from now on, you guys will always refer to the ball sack as Go Yingles.
Go Eagles. That's what they are.
Yep. There's one thing my mother has given you. It is that.
And
Thank you, Mama JDawg.
And JDawg.
Oh,
No.
yes, you're welcome. So I mentioned the Super Bowl. Didn't the Super Bowl just happen? But that's a horrible segue, but I'm just going to go right into
Yeah,
it.
there you go. Perfect.
I could have worked into it with the 1 point loss, you know.
Yeah, could have.
Anyway,
But we went to hookers and windows.
yeah.
It could have gone either way. So I'm going to sum up the Super Bowl.
Tell me your take on the Super Bowl.
I invited Leevis over for the Super Bowl, and he had better things to do, like laying in bed and throwing up.
like,
and
exactly,
being
like
sick
being
and-
sick.
Yeah. Whatever.
I
Probably
just
all the
didn't want to
heroin.
share.
Get your priorities straight.
As you cover your drink, I see.
So the I don't want you hacking in it, Barrington. So we had the Atlanta Falcons.
Ah.
The what?
Falcons.
Falcons.
The show Falcon Crest. That's what I
Falcon
think it was.
Crest, yes. I think that was filmed in Barrington.
I think it was 10 o'clock on Friday nights after the Dukes of Hazzard. And Dukes of Hazzard was after the Muppet Show. That was Friday
What the hell's
night
the
at
matter
my
with
house.
Because he's still watching
So
it.
the
Yeah,
Atlanta Falcons
Yes.
and the New England Patriots.
Patriots.
So there was a meme that went around Facebook that said percentage of people that want to see the Falcons win the Super Bowl, and it was a graph in a circle, and there was one small pie sliver that said Atlanta fans, and 98% that just said people that don't want the Patriots to win. So those are all the people that wanted Atlanta to win. So in the beginning, I wanted Atlanta to win. Patriots have been in 7 out of 10 of the last 10 Super Bowls. Enough. Stop it. Knock it off. I don't like your accent. Park. I don't like it anyways.
Dynasty,
Knock it off.
blah, blah, blah.
So I went out to Garden Party Outlet and I bought a 32-pack of Atlanta Falcon cups, plastic cups, for my Super Bowl party that Leevis did not attend, and it was just me and my daughters and my wife.
I wanted to. I just didn't want
But
to
we're
share
all
my
drinking
cooties.
off our Atlanta Falcons cups, and just to speed through it, the Falcons were up to 28-3. Not once in 98 playoff games, Super Bowl and playoff games combined, 98 playoff games, if a team was up by more than 18 points, never lost. Ever. 28-3. My daughter turns to me. the Patriots could still do this. And I'm like, it's impossible.
Oh. So it's your fault.
Yeah.
Before I continue with that, let me come back that before this game started, 20 minutes before it started, I posted a video of my daughter's guinea pig. We put up 2 signs. One said Atlanta and one said Patriots.
Patriots.
Might have said New England, but I like Patriots.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then we put the same food in front of each one. Some little guinea pig snack, a green pepper, and a carrot. Same food in front of each one. Put the guinea pig in the middle and launched him. And I got this on, it's on video. He walks over to the Atlanta side, and he just hovers around it, sniffing the food. The trick was the first nibble of food is the winner. Just hovering around it. Does like a 180, turns around and comes back, sniffs the green pepper. For like a good 40 seconds. And then at the last second,
it's a well-fed guinea pig.
Runs over to the New England side and nibbles on the little tree.
Oh, wow.
It's exactly how the Super Bowl went. Atlanta was there for 3/4 of the game just hanging around, and at the last second,
they just got
this
robbed.
guinea pig called the game perfectly. So, of course, my daughter kept saying the whole time, the Patriots are going to win.
Did we get 6 more weeks of winter after that?
No. That's another story. That
okay.
Little dick needs to be shot. Up there in Woodstock. Pucks a
Not my groundhog. Groundhog. Hashtag not my groundhog.
Hashtag not my groundhog. Oh, that's perfect. So, but the funny thing was, here come the Patriots. Tom Brady and his beautiful eyes and
They are beautiful.
Everything they are beautiful. Yeah. Everything that he does. And
Did you say thighs?
Well, he's got beautiful thighs too.
Those two.
I'm just making an observation.
Tom Brady.
Talk about locked and loaded.
Anything beautiful.
Wife.
What I'm saying. Wife.
Easy on the eyes and the thighs. Hold on, I think I have a song for that.
Yes, play our Super Bowl theme, would you?
Tom Brady. Easy on the eyes and the thighs. Tell his wife to leave the room for just 30 seconds. So I can tackle that. Okay, and
I'll show him Ballgate.
You were going to sack what?
We probably could have used him back when I was 12 years old.
Yes.
To deflate the balls. You see what I'm saying? We didn't need the doctor, the emergency room.
You need Tom Brady.
Come here. This guy needs some help. Let me take a few pounds out of that.
Yeah, actually, that's what Asian Matt failed to mention was that the interns were the Atlanta Falcons defensive line. They were all checking out Go Yingles.
Yeah, you didn't mention they were all 380-pound men.
That's true.
Lord. But they were gentle, right?
They were gentle.
They were very gentle.
Go Yingles.
Because, I mean, you can't just look at the front. You got to look at the backside.
You got to look. They just picked me up and turned me over.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Just kind of let them dangle there. Hold you over like a barbell above your head, and they're dangling, and they're getting a good look at it.
Get a good look.
Well, he said he was on a gurney, but I think it was more on a spit. They just rolled him over.
Yep, he was. He was. Delicious. Delicious.
Basting it with butter. What?
It's starting to smell like egg rolls in here. So as they moved on in the Super Bowl, 28-3, the Patriots score a touchdown. So I don't remember the progression, but now it's 28-10. And then we get deeper in the fourth quarter, they score another one. When they came within one score, I suddenly switched sides and said, this would be cool if they win this thing. This is history.
Right.
If they win this, it's the only guy to ever win 5 Super Bowls. And they're doing it in this fashion. And did you see the Julian Edelman catch?
Yes.
That was just ridiculous?
Yes.
If you're a football fan and you want to see the most ridiculous catch ever made, look up the Julian Edelman catch, fourth quarter, Super Bowl 51. Just stupid.
Literally sandwiched.
Yes. 3 Atlanta Falcons, 1 Julian Edelman. The ball's... It's got to be 3/4 of an inch off the ground, and just watch it. I can't describe it. It's just dumb. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. They were meant to win. And then as they were winning, they're winning. I wanted them to win because as a Bears fan, I don't really care who wins. I just want to see a good game. And they do it, and they win.
It was a good game.
But the best part about it was Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, who banned, or how should I say it, suspended Tom Brady, the first 4 games of the season. After all, because of his Deflategate that happened 2 years ago. He said he didn't get suspended last year. That's it. I'm suspending him this year. 4 games. Had to hand him the trophy. It was just the best moment. You can't script it any better, which kind of makes me wonder about the NFL.
Right.
But
a little too Cinderella.
it was absolutely amazing. And the only thing I could think about as this amazing Super Bowl unfolded, and Tom Brady gets his 5th Super Bowl, and clearly the best quarterback to ever play the game. Bill Belichick, clearly the best coach to ever play the game. The only thing that bothered me is that Leevis wasn't there. I have shared so many Super Bowls with this guy, drinking rum chadas.
It's true.
Drinking all these drinks that I would have never thought of drinking. And I spent time with him.
It was weird watching football without you. However, watching football with my daughter has become a completely new experience.
And a good experience.
It's fantastic. And we were both sitting there snuffling under blankets, trying to, sharing a big box of Kleenex together.
Perfect Super Bowl to watch for that.
And I just didn't want to share that with you.
And she does not.
I did think of you.
She does not know the game as well as maybe some of us, but she's played the game. She's been in the game. She knows a lot more than you think she knows. And I think that Super Bowl probably tickled her pink.
She enjoyed it.
I bet she did.
And actually, she was... it's funny because she knows enough to give my wife the cues.
Right.
So my wife walked in and she's like, "Who are we rooting for?" And my daughter is like, "Atlanta. We want Atlanta to win." Okay. So we're rooting for Atlanta. And then, then the whole game unfolds, and afterwards my wife is pacing in the kitchen and she's like, "You made me care about that game. I didn't care when I walked in the door. I don't want to care about it now, but I still care about that game." And so anyway,
sports will do that.
Sorry, honey.
Sports will do it.
I didn't watch 1 second of it.
Watch the Julian Edelman catch.
Yeah, Matt still doesn't
Whether
care.
you like football or not. It was just...
No,
I can't describe it any better than stupid.
You like that catch, and I'll give you that. That was, that's like that.
Oh, he's going to look up the Julian Edelman catch right now.
Do it right down.
We'll get your opinion in a moment.
Okay, I had 2 favorite moments, and actually that catch was not one of them, because I love the one where the Atlanta Falcons defense guy basically picked up one of the linesmen and threw him into Tom Brady.
Saw it.
That is my favorite. I'm a Reggie White fan because my grandmother was a Reggie White fan, and he would do that.
That's something Reggie White would do.
Yeah, he would just pick people up and throw them into the quarterback if he couldn't get to them. And so that one had me on my feet, which was kind of saying something. I like that. And
What the crap?
You got it there? Did you see the slow motion replay?
Well, they just did play the live one, so now we're going to see the slow motion.
Why don't you give us the live? Put it up there, the live feed there.
There's 3 of them. Oh my god! Oh! He has it, and then he lets go for like a split second, and then he grabs it again.
And he still has it.
And he still... Oh, there he goes. And he still has it.
And it's clearly a catch.
Yeah.
There's no debate.
That's amazing. And it's like he catches it between the legs of the other guy.
Right.
Yes.
He's like
3 of
reaching
them.
between the guys. That's insane.
Whether you like football or not, just ridiculous, stupid. The weirdest thing about that kind of play, though, is if they lost, would never be talked about.
Right.
It only counts if you win.
That's crazy.
Well, and wasn't that a 3rd down or a 4th down? It was important.
It was important. They had to have that play.
It would have turned things around. So,
however,
wow, impressive.
However, I did talk to
impressive.
in studio Alex.
Yes.
In studio beer drinking Alex.
Yes.
He is a New York Giants fan. The Patriots have been in 7 Super Bowls in the last 10 years. They've won 5 and lost 2. They lost to
New York Giants.
The New York Giants.
Oh.
So he could care less. Because any Patriots fan that comes to him... I'm sorry, Patriots fan.
Patriots.
All he has to do is wave his little New York Giants flag, and they say, F you. He will never. He'll be able to hold that over them forever because Tom Brady's won every Super Bowl except when they played the New York Giants.
Nice.
So that's pretty funny. But yeah, that play is just silly, ridiculous, and there was no question it was a catch, and they needed it, and then they win the Super Bowl, and you can't put it all on that. It was a whole team effort to win that game, but as much as people don't like Tom Brady, how can you not appreciate what he's done? That's all I'm saying. I'm a Bears fan. My team sucks. They're never going to get there. They're just horrible. The management is horrible. So I go into this wanting good football, and that's excellence. 100 years from now, they're going to be talking about that Super Bowl.
The Bears should bring back the fridge.
They should.
Yes, they should.
Who is a bricklayer and had to sell his Super Bowl ring for $5,000 to make ends meet.
Did he really? That's too bad.
Thanks for bringing this down.
Yeah. No more football for you.
Yeah, that's why I don't talk football.
No more football for you. Yeah. Did they play football in Barrington?
Barrington.
Yes. They have foot clubs. They play the other.
No, they play football. Yeah, I was going to say
foot clubs.
Yeah,
I was going to say they play
clubs.
football, but that's soccer to them.
Asian man, weren't you in a foot fetish club once?
I was. Yeah. I ran. I was president. You know.
I thought you had a club foot. I don't know about a foot
club foot fetish. Well then,
yeah. You know, nothing surprises me with Asian man
That's
anymore.
true.
Well, when you live this close to the heroin highway.
Did you see that in the windows at Amsterdam?
Clubfoots.
There was one window where she was just waving her ankle around.
It was all dirty and dusty, like no one walked down there.
Why don't you come over here and get a look at my club foot? I'll knock you upset that go yingles with it.
Oh.
Off the rails.
Off the rails. Well, here's one good point. If there's
Out of all this, there's one good point.
There's one
Give
good
me
point.
one.
Is
Let's hear
that
it.
later this week, not only are you getting an hour and 24 minutes of
Holy
the JDawg and
crap,
Leevis show
Lola.
after 3 months,
Wow.
you're going to get another dose of JDawg and Leevis later this week.
What? Are you writing checks that you can't cash?
Yes. We are going to dump...
Let's not talk about Jim's poor financial situation, okay?
We are going to dump... Let me stop there. We are going to dump the...
Wait.
When midweek is about right.
Before you do that, deep thought of the day that I read the other day. Speaking of dump. Every day, one person unknowingly takes the biggest crap in the world for that day.
And that person
Deep thought of
is
the day.
JDawg.
Or as Mitch Hedberg would put it, I'm going to go crap, too. Because someone else is crapping right now in the world.
That's
so I'm
true.
going to go crap, too.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
please continue with the dump.
That's a very nice thought.
Someone does it. Biggest crap of the day. In the world. The whole world. Someone's got to do it.
Like potato logs.
Right, exactly.
Or the cornback rattler. You ever lay a cornback rattler?
I think I just laid one right now.
My daughter got a book from her uncle for Christmas.
Oh.
About all the different types of poo. It's a bathroom book you can sit in there and read, and one of them is the cornback rattler.
Nice.
So, go ahead and get that book. It's available at Barnes & Noble. Is Barnes & Noble even around anymore?
Amazon.com.
Amazon.com. Yeah,
There you go.
Type in the poo book. So, but no, later this week I'm going to dump a show that has never been released and was recorded on 10/29/16.
Holy.
At a campground during the World Series run of the Cubs.
Ah.
This show involves JDawg Leevis, Out of Studio Ricky, and Francisco of Mexican Word of the Day.
Oh, nice.
All there
Done that in a
with
while.
Francisco of Mexican Word of the Day playing guitar.
What the?
Oh, that's right.
This has never been released. This has been held for months. Just like the giant poo that I'm going to let when we're done here. Held for months. So I'm going to drop that later this week. So you're going to get this hour and a half show tonight to soak in, and then right
Sweet.
away you're going to get the camping show.
Speaking of shows, isn't there a show coming up that we should all be interested in?
Why, yes, there is.
Next weekend?
Next weekend.
Friday. Well, next Friday.
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
I believe that is a Friday wine down.
Yes, it is.
Yes. It will be.
It's not in Amsterdam, so it's not a hoedown.
No. and then
well played.
Thank you.
It was very well played.
JDawg had to think about it for a minute. He's like, "There's a joke here. I don't get it."
Wait
a minute.
It's not think about. I like to use the term process.
There you go.
I have to process things.
Yes, you do. Trump.
Well, it's Trump, of course, and he lives in
Barrington.
Yes, he does.
Ooh, I like getting the rolled R in there. Barrington. Although it's unnecessary.
Give me the half I with it.
Barrington.
Much better.
Yeah,
Much better.
yeah.
And drinking whiskey helps too.
Oh, yeah.
The show is in Sycamore.
It is in Sycamore. And
Sycamore
I keep forgetting to say that.
Now, how do you say the Sycamore?
It's Prairie on State.
Prairie on State.
Yes, because it's
Winery
State Street.
in Sycamore, which is the main drag.
So really, you could just say Prairie on State Street.
I believe it's
Yes.
Pretty much.
Prairie on State Street.
Okay.
Sycamore Winery.
Sycamore Winery.
7 to 9:30, I believe, is the time that they usually do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 7 to 9-ish.
If you get there between 6 and 10, you're going to catch them.
Yeah. Just say 6 and 10.
JDawg will be in the front row with
4 hours!
Get there at 6.
JDawg will be in the front row with his parents, sloshing back a bunch of wine slushies.
Yeah.
With Dan.
Dan.
That's my dad.
Oh, Dan.
You know Dan.
Not douchebag Dan. Just Dan.
No, that's a different guy.
Oh,
That's
okay.
different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, leave us live on the stage for 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting.
He's going to...
It'll be the love show because
Oh.
Well,
it'll be Valentine's Day, and I got a friend who's got a birthday, and
hold on.
Who's got a birthday?
You got a friend?
Yeah, we know this is a lie.
Okay, fine. I'm just playing the odds that somebody in the audience will have a birthday.
All right. That's more like it.
So,
do you need anyone to play your cajon?
Probably.
No.
It's
How about your Go Yangles?
Are you Wilt?
It's oversized, but you're welcome to it.
That's the best thing about a cajon is you can dangle the goyangles. And then you got 4 beats going on. 2 hands, 2 goyangles.
Now, if I'm playing the cajon and I'm accidentally hitting the Go Yangles,
then you get these incredible yelps that come in. It's kind of like It's kind of like 2 kangaroos fighting. It's that type of noise.
That was the show that JDawg went to see in Amsterdam.
2 kangaroos fighting.
all it costs 1 camera.
Kicking each other in the goyangles.
Yeah, Chuck, give him the camera.
Give him the camera. Give him the damn
You
camera.
want to jump in here, Jimmy?
Come on, let's have a go at it.
So yes, Leevis will be playing Sycamore Prairie on State Winery, 7 to 9:30.
Friday. Sycamore.
Friday. What's the date?
17th.
It is the 17th. I just checked the calendar.
Thank you. Thanks for confirming.
So the 17th. Come out and see him. His sound guy.
I heard he's
sexy.
Hot. Hot.
Is that because of menopause?
No, it's me.
Yes and yes.
Yes.
I do the sound, I hang out with his parents, and then every once in a while I smack his cajon. It's a wonderful show. It's a great show. It's going to be a love show. It's going to be a festival of love.
And I'm pretty sure JDawg will probably crawl up there on stage at least once or twice, and I know Asian Matt probably will
Yes.
too.
If Asian Matt's there, he will be on stage. Possibly not playing an instrument, but playing something.
Playing
the recorder,
the flute, skin flute.
Something like that.
It's the piccolo of skin.
See, the best part is when Leevis plays in the... See, I had to process that. I just got it. What was nice is when Leevis played in the Genoa Winery.
Yes.
That stage is set up with a window behind you facing Main Street.
It's true.
So you're facing the crowd, but your back is facing Main Street with a giant window.
Yes.
And it's the best because then Asian Matt and JDawg can go out on the other side of the window and fantastic pictures are taken from inside of the winery.
Yep.
So, but he's not. He's playing Sycamore. He's got a wall behind him, but we'll make do.
Well, we'll do what we can.
You know, and we'll make it as much like Amsterdam as possible. And at the end of the night, if we have to refer to him as Danger Muffin,
yes,
we will do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Danger Muffin.
Danger Muffin.
I'm going to change the sign outside when I get there. It says Leevis. I'm just wiping it out and putting Danger Muffin.
There you go.
7 to 9:30.
It is in chalk. You should be able to do that.
All right, so there he is. He's got the 14-string ghillie and his 17 fingers going here. I guess that means the end of the show. Holy!
It takes 17 fingers to play a piccolo. By the way,
the correct way.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. To keep the goyingles from swelling, you need 17 fingers.
That's the Korean method.
We just topped an hour and a half. I think it's the longest show we ever had, but it's acceptable because we got 3 months to make up.
There you go.
It's way past Asian Matt's bedtime.
Per show average, you're still far below what you should be.
Exactly. I mean, once we get this rolling with the live shows, they're going 3 hours.
There you go.
So, are we ever going to do a live show? You want to do a live show?
I don't know. What does that mean?
Do a live show.
That'd be weird.
Do a live show.
Yeah, we're going to do a live show soon.
All right.
Yeah. Put it on YouTube, put it on Facebook Live, YouTube Live.
The YouTube Live, I think we should set that up sometime.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the Black Dog Radio Show really has upped their game.
They have upped their game.
A little intimidating.
Oh, so now you're not even beat with that.
It's a little intimidating for us newbies.
They've done YouTube Live a few times. I don't know. I mean, do people want to stare at us the whole time?
Cut the Asian off, man. He's getting surly.
I am.
16 ounces of PBR.
I'm telling you, I'm flying high.
Taking advantage of that tonight, I'll tell you that. Forget minivans, we're just going to the other room.
I'll show you a minivan.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you where you can find us, because it's been 3 months, and if you found us tonight, then you know where to find us. All right, you pulled it out of me. YouTube, hopefully it all still works. All those RSS feeds or whatever. YouTube, you can find us on iTunes. You can find us right here on Spreaker.com. You type in JDawg and Leevis. There's a big picture of Asian Matt. I don't know how that happened.
I don't know.
I'm not real good with the web pages, but it happens, and it's fine.
I program for you.
We'll come back in a couple of weeks. We're going to do another show, and we're going to... What I would love to do is get Michael Allen Gould in the studio.
What? Well, if he wasn't such a big freaking rock star.
Well, that's the thing. He's so popular being rocker that he can't just come to hang out with an hour. And, But then, of course, Mr. Wicks, Chris Wicks of the Short Fuse, he literally lives 10 minutes from here.
There's zero reason he shouldn't be here.
There is zero reason.
Yeah.
So
if Asian Matt can make it through 12 time zones to get here.
And you live right outside of Bogart, Indiana, where In Studio Alex lives, right?
Yeah, right down the street.
Yeah. In Humpert, Indiana.
Humpert?
Humpert. Yeah, that's right outside of Bogart.
I see.
So yeah,
it's next to Ottawa.
Look for us on the webpage there. We'll keep you. I think I sent out a few posts this week.
You did.
That the JDawg and Leevis Show is coming.